Alright, what's up everyone? It's Nomad here. We're going to be playing some Mono White Control today. So let's get into the deck here. In the one drop slot, we've got Authority of Consuls. Tap your creatures down. Tap your opponent's creatures down. When they enter, you gain 1 life. Awesome to counter aggro, and especially in a slower deck like this where we're looking to hit more expensive things, it's very nice to slow our opponents down and be gaining some life. I'm always surprised by how much life you can gain in the duration of a game from Authority. I think it's for 1 mana, it's well worth it. In the one drop, again, we have Elspeth's Smite. Uh, really good card, got reprinted in Foundations. I know it has the Phyrexia symbol on it there, but it was reprinted in Foundations, so it is still standard legal for quite some time. 3 damage to attacking or blocking creature, and it gets exiled, which is very important. White is very good at exiling things. I think this is a great card. Today, I tried a different format with laying the deck out for you. This is kind of how I do it sometimes when I'm building my decks. I kind of organize things by air quotes category. So I have my removal here with Elspeth Smite and Get Lost. I have my token generation with Carrot Cake and Caretaker's Talent for card draw. So those are kind of like my token things. And then here I have my colorless stuff, Nutrient Block, Mazemind Tome, and Hedron Archive. Here we have our sweepers, Day of Judgment, and Ultima. And then here I have my, I guess, air quotes, bombs or my big stuff. So 2 copies of Beza the Bounding Spring, 2 copies of Elspeth Stormslayer, 2 copies of Ugin Eye of the Storms, and then at the very top end, if we really need to close out a game, we have 1 copy of Summon Knights of the Round if the game goes very, very long. So let me know if you like this format, if this helps you kind of visualize things. Obviously, the mana is all mixed up, but we can always rearrange it. Yeah, the only new card we're running here today is Nutrient Block, so I'll give it a little highlight here. It's a 1-drop indestructible artifact food. You can pay 2 mana to sacrifice it. You gain 3 life, and when it is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you get to draw a card. So it's just a food that gives you a card. I think it's nice to have a little colorless 1-drop for your Ugin when you resolve them, because when you play a colorless spell, at the very top here of Ugin's text line, whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. So we get to exile something if we play a Nutrient Block, which I think is pretty sweet. Yeah, that's the deck. 25 lands, running 2 Fountain Porns because we do have a bit of a token synergy today, so we can sacrifice those tokens to draw cards. We'll take a look. There's the mana curve for you if you're interested in that. But yeah, let's get into the game. Alright, game 1 here. 3 lands in hand. We have an Elspeth Smite, and we are going first, which is fantastic. We have Tome. We'll probably hit Hedron Archive on turn 4, considering we are 25 land deck with 3 lands in hand. So the probability of hitting 1 more land in that time is fairly high, which is good because Hedron Archive is an excellent way to ramp into our big spells, our Ugins and our Elspeths. Alright, looks like we're up against discard. We might not be because they're playing Orzhov. Typically, discard is mono black. I'm gonna discard the Smite anyway. Reason being is that if they are a discard deck, we want to get the Tome out there. We want all the card draw possible, because that is the way you stop discard from picking on you. We'll go ahead. I'm actually not going to scry here. I'm going to try and draw as many cards off of Tome as possible. So I don't want to put too many page counters on it. We'll play Hedron Archive because we can tap Hedron Archive to proc Mazemind Tome. That's one of the synergistic effects between these two artifacts. Alright, we will draw another card. Flooding a little bit here, but that's okay. And we'll play another Hedron. So we have access to 4, 8. We have 9 mana available to us right now. Once we untap, of course, we have 2 mana tap down plus the Hedron Archive. We can just, I think we can just play Knights of the Round, right? I mean, we have to do it. They only have 4 mana. See what they do. I'm still not 100% sure what our opponent is up to here. Okay, that is one way to deal with it. Because they had the discard spell, then they had Overseer, which is usually like an Angel's synergy card, and then they're showing us the end. I honestly have no idea what their deck is. I'm very confused. But that's and we're drawing nothing but lands and get lost right now. Uh, 6, 7, 8, 9. I might sacrifice one of the Hedron Archives to draw more cards because we need to start getting threats on the board. Okay, so they are like exile control. That is what they're playing. It's the only reason that they would be playing these cards. I have no problem exiling a Get Lost because they're useless against Ketramos anyway. Pass to attackers. We'll sacrifice one of the Hedron Archives for more draw. We'll play Caretaker's Talent. And immediately upgrade. Man, we're just flooding like crazy. Just say no attacks. I'm trying to figure out how we close this game out. We don't really have many exile effects to deal with Ketramos, which is a deck building flaw on my part. I was going to put some Ride's End in the deck, and I didn't, because I wanted to squeeze in more colorless stuff, and I'm wondering if that was a mistake. Yeah, we're 39 cards deep and haven't really found anything too good yet. I mean, we found the Knights of the Round, I guess, but... Charming Prince. So they're going to do... Oh, I see what they're doing. Oh, okay, they're going to flicker it so that they can draw more cards and then proc Ketramos because it technically goes into exile. Smart. I've never seen that interaction before. Play Authority. Man, oh man. Guess we'll level Caretakers up. We'll throw a nutrient block down. I want to save some of these in case we draw an Ugin, right? Because that's going to be one of the ways that we get rid of Ketramos. That's actually probably the best way we get rid of Ketramos. And if he blocks one of the tokens with Ketramos here, I'm going to just sacrifice them with Fountain Port. They need 7 cards in exile, so he needs 3 more. We'll exile a Get Lost. Yeah, well, if we resolve one Ugin, I think this game's over. They'll probably have removal for it, but Ugin's gonna exile Ketramos, which is really all I care about. There's only one card in our graveyard, and it's Hedron Archive. So go ahead. There's only 2 left in the deck anyway. They will get to look at our entire deck though. That's one of the benefits of Deadly Cover-Up. It's something that Black does very well, getting information on what your opponent is doing. And Ketramos is now able to attack. So we'll sacrifice Nutrient Block and just get more card draw because we're doing nothing with our mana right now anyway. We can... Oh no, we can't make a fish. Throw another talent out there. Carrot cake for more drop. We do not need a land. Eugene, you decided to show up. And our opponent's tapped out, so we're definitely going to play Ugin here. And we will uptick Ugin. Now we have the nutrient block in hand. If they do have another Ketramos, which I imagine they do, they would keep their Ketramos because that's one of their main spells in their deck. And they scoop. Okay. GG. Okay, game 2 here. I'm not super sold on this hand. We don't have any removal, and we have 2 big spells that I'd rather not have in the opening hand. Oh, Nutrient Block and Tome, 3 lands. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Having the Tome is what's selling me. I'll keep it, why not? Now, if this is an aggro deck, we're going to look like a fool. But we have life gain with the Tome and the Nutrient Block. We'll probably scry with Tome. Probably digging for... Dig for removal. We don't need that. We gotta land anyway. Well, we got Phyrexian Arena. Okay. We will drop. Another Ugin. That is not what I wanted to see. And just we're just kind of draw going right now. See, our opponent's looking like kind of a mid-range deck, I'd say. Alright, we will tap Tome, get some draw going, and we'll sack Nutrient Block, get some more draw going. There's a Beza. Beza doesn't really get us anything right now, though. We'll play another Tome. We can always scry. Yeah, because we have more lands than them. We would have got a 1 card draw is what we would have got. Alright, so we have 5 lands in hand. We'll have 6 next turn. Okay, that's 4 damage coming in. That's 8, 9 damage. Or no, it's more than that because it'd be 5, 10 damage next turn. Okay, so we need to... Base is a good option for the 2 tokens. We will... Do we want to play Authority of Consuls here? The opportunity cost is that we don't get to draw with our tomes. 4, 5, 6. So we're playing Ugin next turn. I'll do this. I'll just scry with the tomes, I guess. It was maybe a case to level the talent as well. I didn't even consider... I didn't factor Elspeth's Smite in there either. Bloodletter of Aklazotz, man, this card is so good. Like, when you resolve Bloodletter with, what's that card? Unholy Annex? It's a vicious, vicious combo. This card didn't see a lot of play initially, but man, oh man, does it pull its weight. Black is so good at, like, pinging you with little effects, and there's the card, which you'll see. Alright, so we will block this guy. And we'll block this guy, and then we'll Elspeth Smite the Preacher. And then we're going to take 4 from the Annex. That's okay, because we're going to exile Bloodletter with Ugin. And then at the next opportunity, we will exile the Unholy Annex. And there's our Elspeth Stormslayer. And we have lots of life gain power here. We have authority. We have 2 tomes that when sacrificed gain us, I believe, 4 life. Yes, 4 life. Ugin's gaining us life. So we have a lot of staying power right now. Yeah. We know they have Bitter Triumphs in their decks, which does hit Planeswalkers, so that's kind of scary. So I think what we're going to try and do to close out the game here is we're going to try and play Elspeth Stormslayer, get her to stick, and then play Summon Knights of the Round. We'll do a Scry here for some life gain. Plains. I'm going to ship that. We're kind of getting to that point where we're happy to just naturally draw lands. We don't need to be looking for them. We're a 25 land deck, so we will draw quite frequently. Okay, that's pretty good. So if we play Elspeth here, we can play Tome. We will also draw from Caretaker's Talent. So let's play Elspeth first and uptick her. Is there any reason to downtick her? Is this a demon? It is a demon. Okay, well, I think we still uptick. We need to get rid of these annexes because if they start making flying tokens, it's going to be really scary. And then they can start going after our planeswalkers. We will uptick and see what we get. Another land. We'll just create a wall. And, okay, they scoop. We have a pretty strong board there. I understand why. Okay, we're in our next game here. Opponent is going first. We have 4 lands in hand with a Caretaker's Talent. We have tomes. This hand doesn't do anything, but I'm allergic to mulliganing. I really hate doing it. I have faith that our deck is built correctly, and that we'll draw what we need. For those of you who've been watching the last few videos, I hope you've been noticing our rating going up. We have been winning with the decks, which pleases me. I usually don't grind rank too hard because I'm more of a deck builder guy, right? I'm more interested in like how cards interact with each other and building the deck and then testing it. You know, I spend just as much time building the deck as I do playing the game. And often I get very bored playing the same deck over and over again. We will scry. Another talent. Do we care about that? I mean, it is our draw engine. It's really our only like consistent draw engine. We can also make tokens with Fountain Port. So I think there's a reason to just get them out there. And then if all else fails, we can make a token, jump block, and draw. I think that's a decent strategy here. In the last 2 games, we haven't drawn a single sweeper spell, which hasn't been too relevant. I just think it's funny because we do draw a lot of cards, and we have 4 sweepers. So you think we would have saw one of them. Okay, so our opponent's playing dinosaurs here. Nothing. I'll keep it, sure. I really don't want to miss my land drops. I think we'll play Tome here, so we can hold up Get Lost if they do play something scary, because they are at kind of that 5 mana spot, right? Which is kind of where dinosaurs start to take off. And we'll scry every turn with our tomes just for healing purposes. Do we take this? This is 7 damage. I'm gonna say yeah, no. I think that's one of the mistakes I make quite frequently is I get too good to use Syndrome, right? I'm like, oh, I don't want to use my Get Lost here. I want to save it for something better. But sometimes all it is it's going to prevent me from losing 4 life, and I have to just accept that that's what it's doing for me right now. Okay, yet another diamond. Dinotomaton. That is that's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? The menace is rough here too because we're a tokens deck, so it makes chump blocking a lot more difficult. Is it until next turn? Oh no, just end of turn. Okay. So if we play land here and then play Beza, we're lower life. We have... Okay, so we can choose to either get a land, or pardon me, we can choose to get a treasure token, or draw a card. I want the card. So we'll do it like this. Nice. I didn't even consider the tokens getting us to draw off Caretaker's Talent. That's how you know I haven't played this deck at all. Because I don't know all the interactions. So if we play Hedron Archive next turn, we can play Summon Knights of the Round, which is pretty good. Deals damage. Sure. 4 mana. Oh man, that's an expensive spell for sorcery speed. Especially when you could be using fight spells like in a dinosaur deck. You know, you could have a 1 mana sorcery that does 4 damage. And we will gladly jump here. Love to hit a land. Oh, Elspeth, hello. If we play this, we will have 3 mana. Have we leveled our talent? We haven't. So if we hit land off the top here, we can level the talent, which should be pretty cool. We do not, and that is okay. So yeah, I'm just trying to think here. Knights of the Round and Elspeth go really well together because obviously she's going to double the tokens that the Knights of the Round make, which is going to be super hard for our opponent to deal with. They don't have very powerful removal, right? Their removal is swinging with creatures and forcing you to block. One thing we could do is triple block the Dinotomaton, which I think is pretty good. Okay, so yeah. They're swinging face with the Armor King color, so this is perfect for me. I'm totally happy to do this. I kind of regret shipping some of those lands to the bottom that we scryed with Tome. Leaping Ambush. Okay, that's fine. I hope he plays his dinosaur here. I'd love to find a sweeper eventually too. Yeah, I think if we hit a sweeper here, we'll double scry with Tome and dig for 1, I think. Carrot Cake's not bad either, except this thing has like super vigilance, because you have to block it with 3. I think we just trust, man. Dig, dig, dig. Really, eh? Okay. So we could down tick Elspeth and get lost. Or we could uptick Elspeth, but that doesn't do anything because we have to like super block. So I think we're gonna down tick her, and we'll hold up get lost. I know it sucks, but maybe they just go face. This is 3 games in a row that I haven't seen a single sweeper. Oh, and they just go face. Okay. Let's really get lost on them. I don't know why they wouldn't hit Elspeth there. I guess they really want to close this game out. Alright, and we'll scry. I'd like to find some land here eventually. Nice, thank you. I really like these borderless lands from Final Fantasy. I'm not a Final Fantasy fan. Like I don't have anything against Final Fantasy. Let me make that clear. I just never played the games right. It's just one of those things I missed out on. And we'll uptick Elspeth. I think 3 talents is a little overkill, especially like I don't want to deck myself right. Um, we'll play consoles because we can still Hedron archive later. Um, yeah, we'll do this and we'll make more tokens. It's a good amount of blockers, and now we have a draw engine and our opponent doesn't, so hopefully, and we've stabilized the board to a point where Elspeth is quite hard to get to. So we're drawing 2 extra cards every turn when we uptick Elspeth. Uh, we can level these talents to make our tokens bigger. We have the Ugin to exile. We have the Knights of the Round to really close out the game. We're looking good here. And we can play Knights of the Round next turn as well. 2 damage to any tar, sure. Virtue of Courage. That is a card that never gets played. Definitely the least played of all the virtues. Virtue of Strength doesn't get played very much either. That's the green one. Draw a card. We'll do this. I think we'll do Knights of the Round. I really want to see the tokens go nuts. Oh, the dopamine. The dopamine goes crazy. Uh, we'll make more tokens, and then we'll do the 0 on Elspeth next turn, and we'll swing with everything. We could do the 0 on Elspeth plus the plus level the talents and just make everything huge. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, this creature deals 4 damage to them. Okay, so don't cast instants. Can do. Will do. I don't think our opponent has a way out of this. Not in the colors they're playing, in the deck they're playing. Sure. I am going to hit my tome though. They do seem to have a bit of like a burn tilt to their deck. It's not like just pure creature. Okay, never mind. They're gonna skip. Cool, cool. Everyone, our prayers have been answered. Day of Judgment decided to show up. It actually happened. He was here the whole time. He was just scared. He was just scared. Let's all give him a warm round of applause. What a glorious thing. Authority of Consoles on top. I kind of want land, honestly. We'll keep it because we can sack Carrot Cake and play Consoles next turn, which is a pretty mana efficient play. Yeah, we'll do that because scrying on end step is we'll say no. Scrying on end step is really nice for us because it allows us to look for more land. There's land. And we'll play Hedron. So we're one mana off an Ugin. This will be a good game for Consoles as well because our opponent is playing a very similar deck to us. Just say no blocks. Elspeth. They might have a Get Lost, but they probably don't have a Get Lost if they sacrifice that instant speed on the stack like that. That tells me that they panicked to look for removal. Now, of course, that's just a guess. There's no way to actually know, but we're just waiting for one more white source here so we can play Ugin and get rid of their talent. Okay. Well, that really, really sucks, actually. Do we want a Day of Judgment here? I actually don't know what the correct answer is. Because we don't have anything to rebuild our board. But they probably do. I'm going to guess that they do. So it makes me think that not playing Day of Judgment is correct because we can block. And then wait till next turn to do it. Because if they like level their talent or something, then we can kind of make them waste their mana. Okay, I'm glad we didn't. So we will block everything. And we'll just get lost this while they're tapped out. If you attacked with 3 or more creatures this turn, he transforms back. Okay, that's fine. Okay. What else? What else? New card from Edge of Eternities. I thought about maybe crafting some of these eventually. I'm not super sold on the card yet though. The warp is appealing, but I'm still not sold that it's really the best because like you have O'Hare for 1 more mana, and he's super hard to get rid of. I think we Day of Judgment here, and then Carrot Cake afterwards. Scrying for land. There's the land. Our opponent is obviously getting a huge card advantage due to their talent, and we haven't found ours yet. So they're going to return probably Exalted Sunborn. Oh, they warped it. Okay, so they can only do something small. Is it a non-land? Oh, it's a non-land permanent. Oh, it's a non-creature non-land permanent. Okay. So you can do anything but a creature. So we will... I think Ugin, get rid of O'Hare. Because exiling him is important. Then, gain 3 life, draw a card. Ultima, that's good. Now we just need some way to exile Caretaker's talent. And then we're looking better. Okay. Okay, he goes for the token level. Investing quite heavily in Esteli. We will block, because I believe we're going to sweep next turn. Okay, Fountain Port is nice. Do we... I think we want to Ultima here, which means Ultima ends the turn, so we need to make sure we do it at the end of whatever it is we wanted to do. Okay, there's Maze Mind Tome, so we can Tome and Ultima this turn, so we will do both. And Ultima is going to get rid of his carrot cakes, and he can't sacrifice them. It got rid of my stuff too, but I don't care. Now I have an Ugin, he has nothing, I have more life. He has no draw, I do. It's going to be a while before he can flip his O'Hare. So we're looking better. We'll probably play Summon Knights of the Round next turn. Okay. What did I lose? Mazemind Tome and Hedron Archive. Okay. I was so excited to be able to sweep his board that I didn't even really look at my artifacts on my side. It was a bit of an error on my part, honestly. Okay, so we could alt Ugin here. I don't know if that really gets us anything though, because all of our colorless stuff is just... Yeah, I don't want Ugin to die, so I think we just uptick him here. Okay, so our opponent has more lands, more cards, so we'll get a treasure token and the tokens, or we can just play Summon Knights of the Round. I think this is better. Because now he's got to scramble. Now he's on the back foot reacting to what I'm doing. And we'll block with everything. If he wants to use a spell to... I wonder what that was. Why? Oh, I see. Okay. Because he wanted the Beza to give him tokens. All that did was give me more life, though, because of Authority of Consuls, so I don't know if that was correct. And now we get to swing because of Knights of the Round. And there's O'Hare. So we will full swing. And then we're going to maybe Day of Judgment. I'm thinking about it. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of tokens. Um, yeah, because we're gonna get more tokens next turn anyway. Man, if could you imagine if that was a Sunfall turn? Could you imagine? No Sunfall. How you will be missed. Okay. Virtue of Loyalty. See, now I might consider. We will make a fish. Now I think we'll ult Ugin. So we will get. I just want two things, I think. We'll get two Hedron Archives. And a nutrient block, I guess. I don't want to get everything, right? I just want a few things. So we're gonna hit Virtue of Loyalty. Okay. So I don't understand why we can't exile this, because if you read Ugin, whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile up to one target permanent that's one or more colors. Is this not a one or more color permanent? It's a land, but isn't it white technically, or do I just not understand? It's very, it's very well possible that I don't understand. Well, Smith 0. Believe me, folks, it wouldn't surprise me. All right. Looking good here. Uh, Ugin really turned things around as he does typically. Surprised we haven't seen a get lost from the opponent, and they scoop. GG. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video of Mono White Control. I know we didn't get many Edge of Eternities cards in, but I do free to play this game, so I try to just make do with what I got, which honestly makes for more interesting games on my end. I know maybe it's not the most interesting on your end, but that's where I'm at, man. Uh, yeah, I was really surprised by how frequently we were able to consistently keep Ugin on the battlefield and really control the board. Elspeth plays so well with Summon Knights of the Round as well. Uh, that was super good. Yeah, I was actually really impressed by this deck list today. I thought it was going to do okay. You know, I've played Mono White Control before, um, but this is the first time I've thrown Ugin in there with the colorless stuff. I think the nutrient block's pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about it. I think it kind of flew under people's radar, but I think it's value, right? There's nothing incredible about it. It's just very value dense card, like a nutrient block, huh? Huh? Um, yeah. So that's been today's video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.